You say of all the intelligence out there, you see different other intelligence like Threat Connect, Anomaly, and they're like, some systems can only handle like top 5–10% of it. Can someone speak to that? And then second part, will we be able to manipulate that intelligence ever in the future? Like control or segment it out, or does that make sense?
No.
No? Can we ever ingest more than what you give us?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, all the products, most of the products take a feed that's not just from us, right? I mean, I know the email appliance does, Firepower does, etc. There's lots of products that take a lot more feeds than just the stuff from us.
I think probably, I think to truly answer your question, it's all about the capability of the individual product.
Is your mic on?
Can I get a thingy?
Mic 5.
Eat the mic.
Eat the mic. Eat the mic.
No, it's not on.
Still not.
No, it's, yeah.
Give me a real one.
This one. Yeah. I'll take the fake one.
So every individual product is going to have its own specific set of capabilities of what it's able to actually deal with and look at. So if you take a look at, say, an ASA, it's only going to have certain capabilities without firepower, right? So the amount of intelligence that it can ingest is going to be dictated by its individual capabilities. If you look at something like the security intelligence list inside of NGFW, that's like 1.1 million IP addresses. If you take a look at the amount of reputational data inside of a WSA, that's like 35 million individual reputation entries in just a cache entry. If you then take a look at its lookup capabilities, it's another 235 million individual lookups that you could do inside of there. But those are dependent on the product capabilities and how that data is distributed across them. If you take a look at some of the other products, they don't even have the capabilities to do certain things, so they're not going to ingest pieces of that data. Something like the NGFW has content rules for snort. That capability doesn't exist on all Cisco security products, like it doesn't exist inside of a Cat9K. And so you're not going to have that capability there. So the answer to your question is every single one of those products has its own set of capabilities based on the visibility that it has, which is why chaining them together gives you a fuller picture based on the intelligence that we provide to them. Hopefully that makes sense.
Fantastic. One back there.
Run, Ashley.
Because Ashley is running.
Yeah, if we could have like the next one.
It's okay, Ashley. Oh, it is on now.
Great, thank you.
I have a question. How much of your time is directed towards looking at the ICS SCADA environment and malware that's being written, with the focus of going after those type of controllers and broker-subscriber relationships, etc.?
We love ICS.
So on the offensive side of the house, I have an entire team that is devoted to industrial control, security, and IoT. And they are more than happy to work within any partnership to violate a human-machine interface or programmable logic controller or anything else that comes across that may be form-factored or ruggedized or something that is in the unique network and the unique specifications of an industrial control system network. We will continue to monitor that entire industry. We'll continue to work with our partners and look at the ways these specific types of devices are being looked at by threat actors, what vulnerabilities are there, what bypasses are there, and we'll push those out not only in the Talos vulnerability discovery, which you guys can all look at off of the talosthreatintelligence.com, but we will also push to write the defensive content that goes with all that. The end result for all of the offensive research is to protect our customers from what we think are the most prevalent threats. And our guiding light toward what we choose as something to go look at is based upon the feedback from Cisco customers. Those devices that you have the greatest concern about are the ones we want to hear about because those are the ones we'll take a harder look at. Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. One other question was, do you think that most of the targets that are going towards ICS SCADA is still state actors, or do you think criminal organizations are leveraging that as a money-making factor as well?
What's up? So there's danger in both. What I would say is there is, to the economically motivated actor at large, no difference between going after an ICS and after a hospital, right? If they think they can make money, they can go both ways. What is different about an ICS facility is it has the added burden of also being a potential target from a state-sponsored activity. So every dumb thing you see happen to everybody, you'll also see happen targeting not necessarily the ICS networks, hopefully, because they're segmented, but the side of the ICS network where the HMIs are. All of that's still going to be affected. So we actually had an event recently where it was presumed that there was an attack on a facility. We were actually able to show that attack actually occurred globally, and even though it did affect this utility, it also affected a whole bunch of other stuff that wasn't a utility. And so there is absolutely drive-bys and everything else still affecting those.
Well, thank you.
One right in the middle here.
Having spent a lot of time as a network administrator and being overworked, wearing many hats, whenever I hear just spend a little more time looking at your alerts and all that, I just think of alert fatigue. What sort of things are you guys doing to address that?
Nothing. We keep making more alerts for you to look at. Literally what we're paid to do, dude. But I think there's a lot of orchestrate. Yeah, you go ahead.
So, most of our stuff goes directly into the products from the security and creation of the alert side of the house. When it comes to the products that are going to help with potentially that alert fatigue, I think probably one of the biggest ones that not everybody in the room might be familiar with would be CTR, Cisco Threat Response. So I don't want to call it a single pane of glass for all your events, but they're putting the majority of Cisco's security portfolio into CTR and running a fair amount of correlation and connection inside of that, so that you have fewer number of alerts to work with that are all linked together to give you a better understanding of what actually is happening across different Cisco security products that you may have in your network. Right now it's AMP and Umbrella, and very soon it'll be email and NGFW. So those will all be in one place. You don't have to go to 15 different consoles anymore to see those types of things. And they'll be linked up into an actual incident and what we call a casebook, so that you can investigate that singular thing. There are probably plenty of other things about the portfolio we could talk about, and I'll let you go through some of the security stuff that we're going to have at the rest of Cisco Live to go deep into those individual products.
I'll also let you know that I share your pain. Not only does every SOC in the world look at every alert, just the raw amount of telemetry that comes back to us across all the security appliances mean we have to look at all that as well. So we are making a concerted effort to improve our own back-end automation to put the smallest amount of time in front of a human as possible for every specific threat. It is an ongoing fight. Thank you, Lucy.
We are getting to the end of time, but if we have one more, we may be able to slide it in. It's one, there we go.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you all for the podcast. Very, very entertaining every time I'm driving down the road. It's kind of weird actually seeing you guys for the first time. I've never seen you speak before, so it's weird to see your voices.
It's not an improvement.
We have a voice for radio.
Always for radio.
No, and so it's more of a question around education. So I came from the Cisco Networking Academy, and a big part of why I'm here is because of that academy. What are we doing for K through 12 education? Is there anything that I work for a partner, so is there anything that we as a partner can do for K through 12 education, like community outreach kind of thing? What is Talos doing behind that to grow the next generation?
So there's a couple programs that we sponsor. As a matter of fact, on Wednesday, I'll be talking to the Cisco Network Academy champions that we do at all the Cisco Lives to kind of pay it back, to bestow upon them the passion that we have of protecting people, of carrying on that mission. We're also, Cisco as a whole is a diamond level sponsor of Cyber Patriot, and that's a program that we do in cooperation with the United States Air Force that sets up cyber camps across all of North America and parts of Europe, and that starts in middle school as well as high school. And then as they do their training and their boot camps, they move to competitive teams. So these middle school teams, these high school teams, they all come together at the championships, which are held in Baltimore. And the red team for the Cisco Cyber Patriot is run by Talos personnel and has been for the last 6 years. So that's probably the largest thing that we do specifically. In addition, under Joel's main and Sammy Seaman with,
Over here. Sammy's right here.
Thank you, my dear. She is the direct education coordinator for Talos, and how we improve internal training to Cisco itself, how we head towards the creation of new certifications that we can then give to partners and customers, and also the correlation and the scholarships that we give to universities that we partner with. So we try to pay back as much as possible, along with veteran programs for transition into cybersecurity.
Fantastic. So I don't see too many other hands up, but I did want to give everybody up here just a chance if they wanted to make a final comment. And then Joel, as the brain trust behind TTRS, I would like to have you close this one out for us today. Any final comments on that?
Your IR team will teach you what you're doing wrong if you listen correctly. And so you've had the opportunity to listen to ours. It's one of the reasons that I advocated so strongly to have the IR guys here. And the nice thing about having them is they get to see other companies do it wrong all the time. And so if I were you guys, I would be very close to them, not uncomfortably close, not weirdly close, but like very close to them, yeah, like good job, Joel, during the after party, and really trying to dig into the things that they see, because they've seen it work right, and they've seen it work wrong, and they can teach you both ways.
I want to close.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say Liverpool 2, Spurs nil.
There you go. I just want to say that I think everybody gets compromised. Don't trust any vendor that says this will solve your problem completely. You've got to rely on defense in depth. And I know when a lot of people say that, they kind of roll their eyes and are like, oh, another fucking sales guy. But, the reality is, think of it like locks in your door, right? Locks have been around for a really long time. No one's made an unpickable lock, right? But if you have a problem with 3 or 4 of them and you have 5 locks, you're still going to be okay at the end of the night. So you need to look at where your assets are, make sure that they're adequately protected, and if they're not, add another defensive layer, right? Because if the bad guys find a way to get through one, you'll be really glad when there's 2 more.
So like dogs. Dogs are good.
Yeah, dogs, yeah.
Thanks.
I like Dex.
Want to give a shout out to all the females in the audience, as well as the keynote. And Shelley, your keynote was awesome. But one thing that may not be obvious: Talos is a highly diverse organization. We are, I think, hovering around 30% female to the men, pretty high for a high-tech organization, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
No matter how much we may geek out about the exciting new things that are coming from bad people in the world, or the opportunities to provide new detection, the most important thing that surrounds our entire culture, why we do this summit, why we do the podcast, why we do the after party, is for the relationships we build in this space. None of us can do it alone. One of the things that I want to be thankful for most is everybody that attended today. The relationships that we build today, the relationships that you have the opportunity to build with each other, will all make us stronger so that we can make the world a better place.
You took all my really nice words. Thank you to the people that are being here. But one of the things that I just wanted to add on to the end of that is, please give us your feedback at the end of this, because we can only make this thing better when you guys tell us what you want. So we really appreciate this being the second one. We got a really great turnout the first time. We were able to double the attendees this year, and we'd love to do it again. So let us know what worked, what didn't. Be please brutally honest with us, and we can hopefully improve the program every single year. So thank you.